Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle explained why no one understands the rare genius of Elon Musk. In a 2022 podcast, Joe said about Musk, "There's the reason why I feel dumb when I am talking to Musk. He is too smart. One person in 100 million." And Rogan had a very interesting point here. Also, Joe came out and talked about how Musk's enemies are trying to degrade and destroy him, how this is evil, and why Musk outsmarts them every time. And recently, Musk has experienced a very chaotic period. He has a very tense relationship with Putin, and Elon issued a significant warning to Putin. According to Musk, the war in Ukraine will end with Russia's defeat, and Putin will stop at nothing until he wins. Therefore, the USA should take Musk's advice and take steps against Russia as Musk advises. This is a very interesting story about Elon Musk, so let's explain it. On May 7th, 2021, during a conversation between Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle, both shared their perspectives on Elon Musk, reflecting on his unique contributions to technology and society. Their discussion offered insights into Musk's character, his innovative projects, and the impact he has on the world, in spite of the naysayers that Musk has. Rogan said, "They can't appreciate the fact that you're dealing with literally one of the most brilliant men that's ever lived. You're talking about a guy who simultaneously runs multiple world-changing businesses, whether it's Tesla, whether it's SpaceX, whether it's the boring company making tunnels underneath the earth. He's putting satellites into space to put high-speed internet around the world. He's not funny, he's a brilliant guy. He could probably do anything if he set his mind to it." Dave Chappelle, known for his sharp wit and deep social commentary, joined Rogan in acknowledging Musk's extraordinary intellect and his ambitious endeavors to push humanity forward. Also, Dave recalled a very interesting story related to Musk. Dave said, "I was on that tour and we hung out on a tour bus, and he says to me that night, here in Austin, he goes, 'I met you before.' I'm like, 'I don't have no recollection.' And he looked kind of hurt. I just thought it was funny, like now he is the richest man in the world." In this conversation, Rogan once again underscored how they try to put everything that Musk does in a negative way. Joe said, "I saw an article that said Elon Musk donated $150 million to some charity, and they called him a cheapskate. It's hilarious. It's just a poorly written knucklehead article." Rogan also shared an insight from a previous conversation with Musk, where he asked what it was like to be him. Musk's response, "You wouldn't want to be me," was an honest reflection on the relentless intensity of his thoughts and the constant barrage of ideas he experiences. This candid admission highlighted the double-edged sword of Musk's brilliance. While his intellect allows him to envision and work towards monumental achievements like colonizing Mars, it also subjects him to a never-ending whirlwind of thought that can be exhausting and isolating. Joe said, "I asked him, 'What's it like to be you?' He said, 'You wouldn't want to be me.' It wasn't bragging. It was just like he's being honest. You wouldn't want this." His brain is like a hurricane, like you could see it. He's trying to sit here and just have a conversation with you. And he's probably going over equations and thinking about concepts and new ideas and plotting things. Furthermore, on April 26th, 2022, on his podcast, Joe Rogan expressed strong support for Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter, praising it as a victory for free speech. Rogan emphasized the vital role of free speech in a functioning democracy. Joe said, "It's like a movie. Like if you had a movie, and there was a guy who was like a hero in the movie, who happened to be a billionaire, does wild, like makes his own rockets, and drills under the city, and electric cars. It's insane." On February 8th, 2020, Joe Rogan and a former employee of Elon Musk, Garrett Reisman, shared their insights about Musk's character, ambitions, and work ethic on The Joe Rogan Experience. The ex-employee, who had worked closely with Musk at SpaceX, painted a picture of a man deeply committed to advancing human progress, particularly through the establishment of a self-sustaining colony on Mars. This goal, according to the ex-employee, serves as the lens through which Musk evaluates all his decisions. Despite the aggressive timelines Musk sets, which often lead to delays due to the complex nature of the projects, his drive and intelligence are unparalleled. Garrett said, "What's really remarkable to me is the breadth of his knowledge. I mean, I've met a lot of super smart people, but they're usually super smart on one thing, and he's able to have conversations with our top engineers about the software and, the most arcane aspects of that. And then he'll turn to our manufacturing engineers and have discussions about some really esoteric welding process for some crazy alloy, and he'll just go back and forth. And his ability to do that across all the different technologies that go into rockets and cars and everything else he does, That's what really impresses me. Well, also the lack of burnout, because he's been doing it at this incredible rate, 16 hours a day. For how long? His whole life. I think that's nuts. I know, and he's still hungry for it, and he is still taking on these new projects and new ideas. In 2023, during a talk with Chris Williamson, Jordan Peterson praised Elon Musk a lot. He said Musk is very creative and also very hardworking and careful. Peterson thinks it's very special to be both creative and hardworking because usually creative people aren't that careful or focused. He explained that finding someone like Musk is very rare, maybe 1 in 100 million or even 1 in a billion. Peterson pointed out that it's not common for someone to be both the most creative and the most hardworking person in a group. He believes Musk is an exceptional case, much rarer than just 1 in a million. Jordan said, "There's no correlation between creativity and conscientiousness. So if you're 1 in 1,000, if you're the most creative person in 1,000, and you're the most conscientious person in 1,000, you're 1 person in a million, and Musk is probably more like 1 person in 100 million."